Back here in New York, Willie, the former president continues to hammer away at the DA in increasingly personal terms. Just since we've been on the air, he posted on his social media platform calling DA Alvin Bragg a Soros-backed animal on Truth Social.
Wow. An animal. Wow. Really?
Nazis, extreme right-wing Republicans, are doubling down on their anti-Semitism and racism towards wealthy Jewish Democratic mega-donor George Soros and Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, a black man that has been called an animal, which is an old racist trope, all coming from Trump and the extreme MAGA right-wing Republicans in the wake of Trump's criminal indictment, which is still under seal for 34 counts, but is alleged to be around the Stormy Daniels sex scandal that violated business records and campaign finance law. And Republican politicians have picked up on this anti-Semitic and racist language to distract from the criminality of Donald Trump.
Some type of manufactured circus by some Soros DA.
A Soros prosecutor.
This prosecutor, Alvin Bragg, is from George Soros' side.
Listening to his master, George Soros.
George Soros.
Mr. Soros.
To be clear, George Soros did donate $1 million to Color of Change PAC, which then ended up endorsing Alvin Bragg in his race for Manhattan District Attorney. However, there has not been any evidence that has come to light thus far showing a discernible link between Alvin Bragg and George Soros. No personal emails, no Zoom calls, no actual meetings, that there was any communication between the two. However, this is all a distraction from the real part of this story, the criminality of Donald Trump. How is it that a man, former president, had so many people around him be convicted of crimes, but he never was convicted himself? It's almost as if he actually is guilty himself. So let's dive into some of the past corruption of some of the people on his cabinet and his personal advisors who have gone to prison.
Then his family charity was shut down and fined millions of dollars as a fraud. Then his national security advisor pled guilty to lying to the FBI twice. Then his campaign chairman went to federal prison on fraud charges. Then his deputy campaign chairman went to federal prison as well. Then his personal lawyer went to federal prison on fraud and campaign finance charges. Then his other personal lawyer had his law license suspended on his way to potential disbarment. And his longest serving political advisor was convicted on multiple felony counts and sentenced to federal prison for, among other things, witness intimidation. And his White House senior advisor was arrested on the yacht of a Chinese billionaire.
All of those crooks worked for Donald Trump. It's almost as if you employ criminals, you're bound to be a criminal yourself. Take Michael Cohen, already served 3 years in prison for the Stormy Daniels hush money payment scandal, where he broke business law and campaign finance law in order to forge and hide a scandal. So there's nothing that bars a former president from a criminal indictment. Yes, it is a first, but there's nothing illegal with it. And in fact, we as Americans should be super excited the fact that there are consequences for anyone who's rich, powerful, and wealthy, because it seems to be a historical precedent that those types of people get different treatment under the law and special privileges. So thankfully, there's being an equal application of law here when it comes to this former president. Trump and the right-wing media are using Nazi-coded rhetoric, anti-Semitism, and racism to distract from Trump's criminality. And in a late post on Truth Social by Donald Trump, I'll entertain you a minute, he posted asking the Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg to indict himself. So I'll entertain you with this. He says, "Now, if he really wants to clean up his reputation, he will do the honorable thing and, as district attorney, indict himself." That's like the mom telling their teenager to clean up and go to their room, and the teenager responding, "No, you clean up and go to your room." It's so childish, but this is what American politics has become.
Why has no one else before now considered a criminal indictment against a former president? Is it because it's so dangerous, it's so unwise, it's so somehow against our system to prosecute a former president? Or is it just because there's never been one before who has lived this way?
So yes, this is a historical first with the criminal indictment of a former president, and there is nothing that is inherently wrong or breaking the law with pursuing charges against Donald Trump. There's nothing that breaks the law here. But the best part about this story is the fact that Trump a billionaire, has taken to social media to fundraise off of his criminal indictment, which he is very much guilty of, which obviously was proven in the previous part of the video. But he's raised $7 million in the wake of his indictment, and people are donating to him. Just watch this absurd video where he begs for money.
If you're doing well because all of the things that I've done have brought you wealth and prosperity, or at least you're extremely comfortable, it would be really great if you could contribute to our campaign. You know how to do it.
In other countries, this would be considered satire, but in the United States, it's serious, and that's what's scary. So if you want to donate your money to a former president and billionaire for his legal expenses, have at it, Haas. You enjoy it, use your hard-earned money and give it to a billionaire. If that's what you want to do, that's all on you. But Trump is literally just the grift that keeps on grifting. There is nothing that stops him from fundraising off of the latest controversy. And I don't know about you, but I'm excited. I want to see that mugshot. I want to see him in handcuffs and arrested. We'll see if that actually ends up happening though. My name is Scott Johnson. You can find more of me on my YouTube, which is in the description below. I just posted a new video about Trump's indictment and the real question we should be asking, so go and check that out. You can also find me on TikTok, 62,000 followers, honey. And most importantly, do not forget to smash that subscribe button to the breakdown. You know you want to.